Hello and welcome to my next LP. Yes, I'm showing you a character that doesn't make sense because we're not doing that. As you can tell by the title, we're going to create a new hero. I'm thinking Crusader, just because that is a dumb name. We need to get attached to these characters because there's real life consequences. That's not how you spell the word Kyrie. Kyrie! Why are we calling her Kyrie? Because Crusaders are all about the light, and Kyrie, Hikari, it's the Japanese weakness that we all know and love. So we're going to be playing Diablo Reaper of Souls. We're going to be playing it on... Well, we're playing it hardcore mode. We did not make a hardcore character then, did we? No, we didn't. Switch heroes. Yep, she's made normally. So we need to delete her. Let's try that again. Crusader. Press triangle. Hardcore mode. You have one life. Should you die, you will die permanently. Which is exactly what we want. Because there's a trophy in this game to get a level 70 character. Hardcore. So we're going to go for that. And every time we die, I guess the LP starts again almost. Game settings. So now it will only let us go up to expert. Optimize their gear, the right gems and enchantments. Now it tells you to like basically start between. We're going to start on expert and we'll probably lower it a little bit in, but it allows us to gain levels a bit faster. And you'll see we can dispatch some of the earlier foes quite easily. But then it starts taking a huge slog. So you'll get all the story, and hopefully we'll be following the same story the whole time. Act 1. I'm doing this basically because I've been playing Diablo a lot.
At 12, I swore the oath, leaving home and family. At 16, I saw my master die.
And took up his name.
I took up her shield and her name. And on that day, I became a crusader. Armored by faith, driven by duty, bound to kill the enemies of Zakarum.
Zakarim's not really a
Sworn
god,
to
it's the
live
light of your
as
own
a
soul.
crusader and to die as one. Now, corruption returns to the hearts of men. I see it in the eyes of the mad, hear it in the howling of the damned. A falling star in the west leads me to the town of New Tristram.
As always.
The crusade calls me, and so I go.
There's also a huge juxtaposition between what our character looks like and what everything else will look like. Also, that didn't show us the opening cutscene.
The fallen star is close, but there is death here too.
Just so you know, it starts off, it would show you... Actually, no, I think we see that later. Never mind. This is something that we are supposed to do. So, compared to the character it showed us before, wielding a giant mace and stuff, we aren't wearing and having armor. We don't have any. Now, as you can see, enemies are dying quite quickly already. This will soon become a problem because the game scales in difficulty as you level up. So expert mode is going to become a lot more difficult, which is why we might tone it down a little bit until we get the correct gear. Because you'll find that the game actually kind of expects you to move your difficulty up and down as you get better gear. Because it's just too easy. I play normal mode now with some of my high level characters. I just rip through enemies. So playing it on expert is actually the default normal because I want to have at least a bit of challenge.
I am a crusader of the Zakarum faith, and I saw a star falling on this town.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Good, I want to.
More dead are coming. We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
With my shield bash, I can just straight kill everyone. Or re-kill everyone because these are clearly zombies.
I require more wrath.
As she just said there, she needs Wrath. Wrath is what powers some of her skills. You regain Wrath by attacking people.
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
What we also gained there was a massacre bonus. Kill 10 or more enemies in single player in a row, and you will get a massacre bonus, which will increase the EXP for the entire enemies you killed during that time.
Dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
Well, that's great.
Came here to study the fall of Old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history than I want to be.
This place is dying.
Has fallen to disgrace. What faith can save us now?
As the shepherd watches over his...
So people will talk to you, we could buy weapons and stuff. We seem to have an amount of gold. Hang on. That's something I need to check. So this is our stash, where we can find items. So it appears that any items that have been stored with any other hardcore character would be in here, which is why there's Leodric's crown. Because I was doing it a little bit on my own, I pushed the boat out a bit too far and obviously lost the character. So I was contemplating recording it, then decided I just wanted to play it. Because I died, I was like, well, we'll go back to recording.
But now he's dead.
So a few things, this guy wouldn't be here yet. And I'm gonna be making a lot of stuff to be able to do stuff. Also, oh, he's not here. That's fine.
Help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to run away. The dead, rising from their graves.
Oh, so we can just talk to
Please
him.
move your cart.
How dare you speak to me like that? I am the mayor of this town.
You're in the
Are
way.
you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
Fleeing will not save your life, and certainly not your town.
I really like the Crusader because they give a lot of sass to everyone.
For many
Grab
years,
this book.
villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
So you can find books. Books give you a bit of story and also a worth experience.
Tristram used to be such a wonderful place to live. My family has been here since the town grew out of the ruins of old Tristram. But now, it's horrible. The loved ones we've buried and grieved over now threaten our lives.
She seems ridiculously quiet, but
Have you
yeah, people will talk to you.
Are you Leah?
We'll try not to do
You tell
every
me you survived
conversation.
the falling star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising.
I like to think that he got
Came back
blasted
here to
really
rally the
far,
militia,
and
but-
I have no idea how he's still alive.
This
Don't
is
worry, I
killing
solved it.
business.
The
So
dead
easy
will
to kill them
overwhelm
all.
us all, unless something is done.
Something like putting them back to sleep. I can do that.
Thank you. You should speak with
That was
Captain
very
Rumford at
sinister the
gate.
way I
He
said
can
that.
tell you what to do.
I mean, I've been playing as a male Crusader on my main account. On my
We've been under
non-hardcore
siege for
account.
6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon,
Yeah, I wonder if that respawns actually. But because I play as a Crusader on my main one, I'm used to him having quite cut words. He tends to just be very no nonsense about what he says, which is always fun to listen to. So let us go outside the gate.
I've come to help. How do we stop these risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Oh, Captain
Have
Rumford.
faith, Captain. Have faith.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the
That
barricades.
sounds very weird. vomiting out horrors. There you
That's
go.
one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
I think you will always get this knife, which has a faster attack speed. It's not showing our stat ranges, which is very weird. Usually does that. Oh, it is. It's just there's less stuff to do. So that can do 1 to 3. This can do 2 to 6. So higher attack range. There'll be lots of grabbing items and sorting through them and stat building. Now, I probably won't do all my level grinding on screen, but I will show all story progression, because every time you leave the game basically makes all the areas so the maps would be different. So there could be different dungeons, different instances, different events happening, which would allow me to gain some levels and gain
Young
abilities
quill
off screen.
fiends. The mother can't be far.
Like, this is an epic bow. This one's actually legendary, as you can tell, because its name is Purple. Specially named foe. Reptilian shoes! We won't need to look at items for a little bit, because we'll just auto-equip anything that we find of any value. As you can see, that was quite easy, despite being on expert. As we gain levels, things will take forever to kill, so the difficulty might be lowered a little bit. Until we get, like, more gear and equipment, because as you level up, as you've seen, we've gained this additional ability, and there's quite a few different abilities that each class will get, which can be assigned to various slots. I don't know if we will get to a high enough level in this part to see an additional slot unlock. We probably will. But knowing that, like, because each button, so we get R1 square, triangle, circle, L1's potions, always potions. You will eventually get to the point where you have a plethora of skills that can handle a lot of different situations, but not having them initially, it slows you down considerably. And if you're choosing to fight on the hardest difficulty, but you don't have the correct gear and stuff, you're just gonna have a hard time. Which is what was talked about. It's like, this normal is for the baseline players. Difficult is for, well, hard is for people who have at least played it a little bit and write gems and enchantments. It goes all the way up to, I cannot show you, change difficulty is locked out on this mode. Because you can change difficulty, although on hardcore it won't let you do it mid-game. But you can do torment difficulty, and when you've reached max level, but once you've done it once, you can keep going, and then they go up quite far, and the enemies can just become like absolute bosses in themselves. But there is a risk and reward, because it increases the experience you gain doing it that way, which is why obviously we're currently doing it. Those weapons don't give us stats because they are not for our class. I'm going to try and not deal with exchanging equipment until I have a full inventory, or I will do it in between parts, because item management is the less important thing about this game. Destroy all the watermelons, no one cares, haha, you'll cross the ruin. In this, if you destroy, I'm not sure if it's 7 or more items in a row, you will get a bonus which will give you increased speed. So you will notice me sometimes try and do that because it gets additional speed.
My wrath is low.
There's traps that you can use at later points, and they will do things like that. Right, let's get rid of the wretched mother first, because she's just going to spawn more things. Yeah. So now we've unlocked the square skill,
Patience.
which is a really good skill, because this one is shield glare, which allows us to blind enemies temporarily. It has a 9-second cooldown. Doesn't use Wrath though, but is very good for just getting rid of aggro temporarily. Now I don't know what it gave me here. It has the same block chance, it just reduces resource cost. Well, why wouldn't I use that? Also, that has a higher block chance. Less armor, but higher block chance. So I'm going to take that instead. Hand axe, strictly worse. We can't use this bow, it's for demon hunters only. And those gloves are garbage. But talking about skills, we also have the slash skill, so we could change punish to slash, which would change what we do. So here we're firing fire in front of us. I like hardened sensors more because it increases our block chance when we hit people, which allows us to build the more tanky character, as the Crusader kind of is. But for in combat, that's what it's looking like. So I'm going to swap that back. We also have that legendary ring that I got from the box. This Signet of the Blizzard, which has a chance of freezing things, which is why I have it. It's giving Valiant life per hit, which is very important for keeping ourselves alive. You will always get one of them so long as you've synced up to BlizzNet, because it, I think it was initially like if you bought it new, but I always seem to have one, so I'm just assuming connect to BlizzNet and you get it. Obviously Diablo is quite an old game and we are playing the expansion version. We're also playing on the PlayStation 4 because I actually picked one up finally. So, you never know, we might end up with other people joining our fight in Tristram. Or, you know, we don't. Blessings of the light upon thee. So now we've gained a different... Instead of using R2 to shield bash, we can use R2 to throw flail. Wow.
My wrath is low.
Mystic flail. Is it good? It exists. It can be better. I'm going to keep with shield bash for now. Costs more wrath, but the idea of dashing to enemies and just clocking them, which seems to hold them in place, and it seems to do slightly more damage, so less enemies on screen, the easier it is for me to fight people. Because I'll be taking less damage per second. It's all a numbers game in the end, which is why I'm having my numbers displayed. You can actually turn that off in options. There's a lot of options in this game, but I choose to do that. Diablo himself was here. That's the plot of Diablo 1, possibly 2. Having not played them, I can't tell you. But Diablo 3 in and of itself is as much a standalone game. There's a bit of backgroundy lore stuff, but you can do without. Insightful gloves tells me it's better. Yep. I'm so used to pressing R3 and junking everything. If I put junk, it just no longer shows me the stats, and when I'm in town I can be like, sell all junk, and then it will just get rid of it all immediately. Which is what I tend to do when I realise things are garbage, because I don't really. How is the damaged clock? I didn't even have a tunic on. Despite it showing me with pauldrons and everything before. I didn't even have any of those things. Wow. Good job, game. Good job indeed. More things crumble. We're supposed to kill the wretched queen, which is under one of these underground places. It's in that house. I gestured to the screen, but as you can see on the minimap, there's a dank cellar. The dungeon places where you can head into. And she should be down there. No, she's not. She's here. What's down in the dungeon then? Let's go find out. Because I want to see what's in the dank cellar. Teleporter minions. Oh, no, don't run into them.
Not yet.
This is going to become a problem. Or I can just blast them away. I still have enough health regeneration that they can't quite hurt me enough. But I will always take a moment to... I have no way of getting out if I get trapped by them. So I need to be careful to keep them on one side of me.
Not ready yet.
Line. There you go. As you can see, immediately this is becoming more of a challenge to keep them away because we haven't gained better weapons or anything like that yet. Sash of focus. That's probably going to raise intelligence, which is unhelpful.
I require more wrath.
I do require more wrath. I should really be focusing these wretched greens over the undead minions because they're just spawning more. But it is getting up our kill count, which is good because the higher it gets, the more bonus experience we will get. As you will see, last time we got like 2.5. This should be a 2.75. Oh, 1.75 even. My bad, misspoke. Quick Shoes of the Burr. They don't give me life per second, but they do give me speed. But I prefer the life per second currently, so we don't need them. That's not better. That is better, although it will have a slower attack speed, so you need to balance out what you want, whether it's more power but less attack speed. It kind of tries to give you brief overviews of what's better, but it's not amazing at doing it. We're going to New Tristram. Captain Rumford.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
She's brave. With help, she may yet save Cain. My faith is rewarded.
Hooray! So you get an experience for beating Hings. That's such an upgrade that we kind of have to take it. Oh, we got Roar on the Punish Room. Roar is probably what I'm going to be using most of the game, because when you block with Hardened Sensitive activated, you have a chance to explode in Fury. And with decent shields, you can
Leah,
block constantly and just
let us find
explode
your
all
uncle.
the time.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
So now Leah is actually in our party, and she will assist us. Although she will leave as soon as we've done the story event. So, I'm going to break down some things. I just broke down some things. That was it. That was literally all I needed to do there. Oh, I warped us to where we were. Silly me.
Here, let me open the gate.
Glad you had the key.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
And your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
It's an important story that they are telling us right now. Adria's hut. Oh, they've already checkpointed me, which doesn't matter because if I die, I die. There's no
Hidden
checkpoints.
cellar. Follow me.
There are dark secrets here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it.
I mean, definitely a hit. A witch. Right, I can get rid of the Risen quite easily.
Not yet.
It's these other guys that are the problem. I believe he has freezing capacities. Yep. It is dangerous when I gain life per hit because he'll do a lot of damage. Whoop. Using our card control abilities, we can just lock him down for a bit. Get out.
Not ready yet.
Now, before I was playing the PS4 version, I was actually playing the PS3 version. But transferring over, a lot of things have changed because they actually updated this version, and they weren't updating the past gen versions. So if you have an Xbox 360 or a PS3, be aware that it will not quite be the same game. Gloves of the Hawk, that's probably going to give me dex, but the armor increases. Perfect. Leah!
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, Hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
My wrath is low.
You'll also find sometimes when talking to people or having cutscenes, especially with the books, because you can play while they're speaking, our characters will just interrupt with words, and it'll just make it seem very silly. As you can see, the Raw Ruin is already putting in great work. Because there's ways to increase your block quite ridiculously as a Crusader, Raw is such a good tactic.
Over for this one.
Bam! Bam! It's the old Tristram Road. Let's keep the combo going. Which is quite easy when you've got that. Although I missed. Which was not good by any means. Oh, shattered shield. We can just upgrade our rune. Which I think just makes it go further. In fact, we should just read out that description. The shield shatters into other smaller fragments, exploding outwards and hitting more enemies. It basically just has a longer range.
Patience.
Hey, stop eating that man. I mean, he's long dead, but it's still not nice of you. Something that I'm also doing, as you can see, as I'm going around, the right analog stick allows us to roll,
Cathedral. The fallen star lies within.
which allows us to evade and dodge and get out of the way of certain things. Stump didn't provide us with anything useful. So, I think in the next part we will tackle the cathedral. And we welcome to you to our new LP of Let's Get to Level 70 on Hardcore. This is going to be fun.